If you're anything like me, you're constantly trying to upgrade your image quality without having to upgrade to the newest drone that's released every 4 months. Every upgrade is a cost you have to pay off. So getting the most out of your equipment is crucial to running an efficient business. Today, I'm going to show you my simplistic workflow for aerial imagery and how I'm actually stretching the capabilities of my older Air 2S to outperform my local competition using the newest and most expensive drones on the market. What's the deal, everyone? Welcome back to the studio. I'm Jeremy Deal, and for my clients, it's not about how expensive my drone is or how new it is. They care about the results. And with the techniques I'm going to show you in this video, you should be able to enhance the quality of your final output without adding too much extra time in post. This is going to be another super condensed tutorial, so there may be points you want to rewatch or pause if you're trying to follow along at home. First thing we'll talk about is the on-site workflow difference. I used to do a single exposure because the Phantom 4 had a tendency to travel a lot while trying to do bracketed images. Well, with the auto exposure bracketing turned on and set to 5, you should honestly have no issues with this if you're still using the Air 2S like me. Any other drone released around this age or newer will absolutely be able to do this, including most of the mini lines. Make sure you're shooting in RAW or JPEG RAW if you really need those JPEGs for backup or something. If you're taking the same shot multiple times because something looked off, you give it about 5 seconds before you take the next shot. If you're curious about the angles you should shoot or how many different shots you should take on site, you can check out this video where I go into depth about how and why I shoot the angles and heights that I do on site. Back to the tutorial. Now, why taking this extra time in between shots is very important, I'll bring that up a little later on, and I'll point out why again, so make sure to be paying attention. Once back on your computer, I'll show you where the real magic happens, and you can automate almost all of it without leaving Lightroom. After you have everything loaded up in your catalog, you'll want to select every file. Do it manually or hold Control and press the letter A for the hotkey version. Now you want to right-click on any image, go down to the lower third of the drop-down menu to the stacking menu and hover there. To the right, a second menu will pop up. Go to the very bottom where it states Auto Stack by Capture Time. Click that. This is where that time between shots really matters that I mentioned earlier. I set my set time between shots to be 3 seconds, but you can see under the scroller it tells you how many stacks and how many unstacked photos are left. If you did not follow my advice on site and wait between shots, that can mess their entire stacking system up. So it's important to go into the shoot itself with proper planning and not just try and wing it in post like I've done so many times in the past. Grow and learn from my mistakes so your clients think you're freaking amazing. If these stacks don't line up perfectly, you have to go back in manually and unstack and restack everything that did not line up properly. So it really pays off to wait those few extra seconds while hovering in the air. Press the stack button and then they should all perfectly line in the stacks of 5. If you did not wait long enough between your shots, you may have some stacks of 10 or 15, so make sure you scroll through them and check the numbers before moving on to this next step. The way this works is simple. Every image in a stack will be processed together to create a single HDR image from your pile, including extra shots that don't line up from your auto batch HDR process, so coming up, that will be instantly noticeable. Now, for the only part that takes some time, but luckily, not your time. Select all the stacks and again right-click on any of them. Go about a third of the way down to the sub-menu Photo Merge and hover there. Another menu will pop up next to it and select the top option, HDR. Lightroom will now go to work auto-processing all of these image piles for you. So grab a bite to drink or play with the dog outside for a well-deserved break.
Oh, do you want to play? Let's go play.
The task is now done and on to the final process. Go into your develop module and I just hover over one of my free presets for the Air 2S. They're linked down in the description if you want them. And there we go. If you really want to take it up a notch, you can bring it into Photoshop and add a label or go in for some finer adjustments with the camera raw filter. But those are all just extra steps to take the image from amazing to damn. If you like this video and the way I presented it, punching that like button would be awesome, and a sub to the channel would be downright cool of you. Interested in full-length video edits and topic matters I can't put out in the public sphere about customer service scenarios? Well, consider joining my members program here on YouTube, but only if you got the money to spare. As always, keep rocking and rolling, enjoy what you're doing, make smart business decisions, and let me know in the comments below if this system helped you deliver better images without devoting a ton of extra time to your post-production workflow. Catch you next time. Yeah, it takes a little bit more time than that single exposure, but I have a feeling it's worth it. And it's definitely better than buying a new $3,000 drone. Just my opinion. Peace out.